Hi, welcome to my presentation on the state of YouTube changes. My name is Maggie Pendergrass, and I will be breaking down some of the misses from the past few policy and guideline changes that YouTube has promoted over the past few months. With scandal and frustration sweeping the platform, it's imperative that we act proactively with our creators and our community to resolve this communication issue. More specifically, I'll be using Irving Goffman's theory of impression analysis to build our strategy going forward and to build a proactive plan into our normal messaging systems with our creators and our community. Over the past few months, after Logan Paul's release of his Japan video and the harsh criticism of our lack of an appropriate response, the spotlight is on us. The platform is changing, and so is the way that the content itself is being shared. Creators in the community have a right to understand what they're agreeing to and what they're engaging with, or at least what they're producing with the content. This past month, we announced new changes and the opportunities creators will have in using this content to those only involved with certain partner programs or refusing to spotlight rising creators. And I mean actual rising creators, not just viral creators. We're portraying what the platform is actually built on, quality and empowering content, no matter where the creation is coming from. So, we step into the messaging itself and the impression that's being made with the creation. Originally, when we were making these changes, was intended as an opportunity for greater competition on the platform, which ultimately leads to a higher quality of content, more people being pushed to the platform, and a higher level of reach and engagement. The better the content, the happier our media buyers, which means more increased revenue for those who are creating the content on the platform. However, we're looking at a community that is very, very passionate about their creators. Even if that does mean that we're elevating the platform as a whole and makes more inclusive and exclusive opportunities. However, because it's such a passionate platform, not all creators appeal to all audiences. We have gamers, we have vloggers, everything. But when we're looking at the actual platform itself, we have ad money to already back them or to push people to those channels, competing with local teenagers making videos in their living rooms that are going absolutely viral, but then will never make it past a certain point. The scales are obviously tipped in a certain direction. This leads us to the message and how it was conveyed itself, essentially the front stage that was pushed to the front of the stage. This is the message that was understood by our community and the creators. So by rising the ad recommendations from 10,000 lifetime views to 4,000 annual hours accrued and 1,000 subscriber minimums, we're pulling support for channels that are intimate yet totally viral. One area of focus is the quality of the content that's actually being pushed. This is just one example of many. What we intend to better the quality of the content has actually just increased the quantity of the content being pushed. Example, creators, instead of putting time and effort into their content, are just now making longer videos or cutting less of their actual video out. Creators are instead making longer sketches, vlogs, and stretching them to unbearable lengths just to hit that annual hour count. This impacts our community with more and more creators being pushed into long-form video sources, which is not what the platform is built on. View counts themselves are actually decreasing quite rapidly. Majority of our platform thrives on 3 to 4 minute videos, not 20 to 30. The backstage messaging that leaked into our front stage completely went against what our community thrives on. Understanding, loyalty, short form videos that can go absolutely viral overnight, and a trust in our creators to do what they do best, create quality content. Now, as for framing that messaging and the lens that it's actually being viewed through, we're relying on a non-organic messaging strategy to convey our messages. We release press releases and provide quotes to other mainstream news sources, but rarely does that messaging come from our own platform. Outside of normal men and women going onto the actual platform, reading community guidelines, reading changes to ad revenue streams, we're actually not pushing out any of that messaging ourselves. We're relying predominantly on platforms that we have no control over to effectively relay our messages, and that's not where our audience is getting their information from. As Goffman recommends, we have to meet our community where they are, and we have to make that stance absolutely clear. We have to answer the question, where are we going, what are we doing, and where are we doing it? Goffman explains that context is what clears away the potential for any sort of misinterpretation. Providing the correct contents, the correct lens to view through, and the correct platform in which to view it on is imperative in this issue. If we can contextualize our message strategy and focus on its direct effect on our community through our community, we'll have a better chance of controlling the interpretation of the message itself. We're able to add more context. We're able to add more definition rather than just provide a 2 or 3 sentence quote as to what actually is going on. As a suggestion, I believe that we should invest in this messaging more heavily, providing a transparent and reliable message that isn't just provided via press releases and news articles, but it comes straight from YouTube ourselves. It's a massive step in the right direction when it comes directly from our own mouths. Now let's turn to footing and where we stand. The principal and author of this message is us, YouTube, on behalf of the creators, the community, and ultimately our investors, people who are investing not only their money but also their time in building our platform stronger. However, as even Goffman points out, there can be a wide range in which this is communicated, because we also have a wonderful community involved in this process too. The principal and author in this case will still be us. However, the animator and speakers in this messaging over the course of this entire process has been the creators themselves. When we fail to engage on our own platform, we fail to animate the message ourselves, which leaves only the creators to do it. When we're not actively pushing out content on our platform and we're not pushing out content that is answering the questions that are being asked, the creators will answer those questions themselves and effectively tell the audience what they think that they should be hearing. Information in this route is provided subjectively from those who communicate on our visual platform. When we're not there physically, or in this case visually, through video platforming or being able to provide this information on social media in detail, we're effectively just ignoring the problem and providing one-sentence answers as to how we're going to solve it. It's up to us to engage on our platform and be able to lens the message correctly. So in conclusion, in building a cohesive strategy on a proactive messaging on our own platform, I feel that we can improve the reputation of the corporate and community relationship and further the interest of YouTube through Goffman's impression analysis. Our platform's brand is built on the power of one to create quality and empowering content. Our platform's brand is built on the power of one to create quality and empowering content. And stepping away from that for the sake of prestige, it betrays what our community holds most dear, creating that quality content and engaging with the community. It's time that we refocus and reestablish that transparent communication that's made our content and community so intimate. Thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you again next time.